Conference will now be recorded.
All righty. Good evening, everybody. It is 7 o'clock, so we will call to order this 14 November meeting of the King George County Planning Commission. I'd like to note for the record that we do have a quorum. Mr. Myers is en route, and I believe we've got Mr. Williams online. Is that correct, Mr. Dines?
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
That's okay. We still got a quorum, so note that for the record, please. If you would, I'd ask you to stand if you can, and we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic with which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll bow our heads for a moment of silence, please. Amen. All righty, we've got a slightly different meeting this evening. Ms. Hall, are there amendments to the agenda this evening?
Yes, the applicant for the public hearing item tonight scheduled has requested that all advertised public hearing items be withdrawn. If it is the will of the commission to consider a motion to withdraw the application, then there will be no need for individual public hearing items, and the public hearing will be limited to comments on the motion to withdraw rather than the merits of the application.
Mr. Commissioner, I move to amend the agenda to consider the request to withdraw the application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All righty, so we do have the next item on the agenda is public comment. As usual, public comments limited to 3 minutes per person in order for everybody to get an opportunity to speak. If comments relate to a specific public hearing item, we ask that you offer those comments at the time of the applicable public hearing. I know a lot of y'all are here for the purpose of commenting on the advertised public hearing. However, as you just heard, the applicant, Birchwood Power Partners, has requested that the case numbers advertised for the public hearing be withdrawn. In light of the passage of the motion to amend the agenda, the first item of business will be to entertain a motion to withdraw the application and the public hearing. Subject matter this evening will be limited to comments on the motion to withdraw the application. So again, we're looking just for a motion and the comments will be limited to withdrawal of the application. So if such a motion is granted and the applicant brings back its application to future meetings, there will be opportunity to give the public hearing testimony at that time. Is anyone here in the audience this evening here for general public comment?
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Since we've all been forced out here tonight, I wanted to encourage 3 things from all the decision makers in our county. Resolve to do what is right, demand the details, and understand the uniqueness. First, resolve to do what is right. It is simply not right to put next to someone else's home what we would be unwilling to put next to our own. This is a basic do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is ugly to expect some citizens to take one for the team up to having a house that is unlivable or unsaleable so the rest of the county can live in greater ease. Let's not set that precedent. We are so very fortunate to be in the midst of updating our ordinances. Let's resolve to do this right. With the opening of the new Nice Bridge, the Dahlgren District and the Shiloh District will be areas targeted by corporations as well. We need to be prepared and resolved to protect those living near any proposed industry. To do this, we will also need to demand the details. By the time a corporation is asking for a rezoning, it's time for the details to come out in the light. There is indisputable wisdom that says if one does not want something to come into the light, it's because one's actions won't be deemed good. And I think you would be hard-pressed to find almost anyone in the county who thinks industrialization on both sides of Route 3 from Sealston to LaGrange, like some sort of alley or gateway as you enter King George, is a good thing. If you really read through a few of the recent proposals by various applicants, that could become an eventual outcome. We simply cannot allow corporations to come in requesting a blank check or a variation on the theme of a blank check. Telling you what we won't do or listing things we might do is insufficient for good decision-making. It's an insult, especially given our uniqueness. Understand the uniqueness. Corporations want us to believe that if we don't bend over backwards, they will run. That is simply not true. Birchwood has purchased the Butzner property since August. Amazon stated that they would meet Warrenton's strict noise ordinance, and I have a folder half an inch thick of offers on my property. There are businesses like headhunters who seek out locations for data centers and technology parks. Many of the objections data centers face are huge water consumption, need to construct high voltage power lines, and road issues. King George is unique. We have a river, a grid hookup with power lines in place, a 4-lane road, and land prices that are a steal. However, we also have a unique location for the industrial park. It's not off near an airport or secluded miles away. It's near our homes. And data centers are unique in that they operate constantly. As such, I ask you to resolve to do what is right, demand the details, and understand the uniqueness as you all move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other folks who want to come up for public comment this evening?
Todd Fairfax, 623 Kings Highway. Mr. Chairman and Planning Commissioners, as a general comment, I'd like to offer a warning. When applicants include in their application projections of future tax revenue from data centers for the county, be cautious. In an October 26, 2022 article by Peter Carey published in the Fauquier Times on predicting tax revenue from data centers, Mr. Carey writes, quote, "Revenue analyses, public documents, and interviews with officials in Northern Virginia suggest that the amount of revenue may be either significantly less than expected or, at best, an unpredictable source of public funding, and estimating revenue from data centers not yet approved, much less built and operating, is an exercise in futility," as one finance official put it. He notes that Loudoun found itself $60 million short in its $2 billion general fund and had to scramble to fill the hole. Carey continues that some local officials recommend data center revenue be used only to pay for one-time capital improvements or other locality assets, having seen the impact the reliance is causing on others in the general fund. In Prince William County, Deputy Finance Director Tim Leclerc has developed a model for the projected tax revenue of the proposed Prince William Digital Gateway. Leclerc's model projects only a little over 57% of the tax revenue projected by the data center project's developer. Leclerc said he based his model on existing Prince William data centers using their mix of new and old equipment with depreciation built into the tax revenue estimates. But he said even that is fraught with possible errors. In the end, he said, quite frankly, none of us have enough information to value the tax revenue from a not yet built project. To restate, projected tax revenue from applicants for not yet built data center projects is likely not reliable. Be wary. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak this evening? Not. Mr. Dines, do we have anyone online that would be interested in public comment?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, sir. Does any of the members or anybody from the planning office have any documents that have been requested to be read in the record or read at the meeting?
I do have 3 letters of support for the merits of the application from Heather Eland of the Maury Company in support, Ashley Cave from the Maury Company in support, and Barbara Howe for the Maury Company in support.
Okay. Duly noted. And if there's no one else at this point, then we will close the public comment section of the evening. And so the next, I think we do, again, follow me a little bit. This is new. So the agenda has been properly amended to consider the motion to withdraw the following applications at the request of the applicant, Birchwood Partner Powers, Birchwood Power Partners, Limited Partnership. The first is the comprehensive plan amendment. In conjunction with the following applications request, the applicant is seeking to amend the comprehensive plan to redefine the boundaries of the Route 3 West primary settlement area to expand a boundary line from Route 665 to 603 and to include limited areas of Route 3 on either side of Dissington Lane to include certain parcels, including but not limited to parcels identified in the conditional rezoning application case number 22-07Z04. Application is also seeking to amend the boundaries of the Rappahannock River South Rural Development Area and Potomac River North Rural Development Area consistent with the above to exclude land relocated to the Route 3 West primary settlement district area. Amendments would also strike language limiting the area proposed for industrial development or expand such area beyond the triangle created by routes 3, 655, and 605 to the area encompassed by Route 3, Route 605, and limited areas south of Route 3 on either side of Dissington Lane, and update maps 6, 11, and 12 to be consistent with the text amendments. The second conditional rezoning application case number 22-07-04. Request by Birchwood Power Partners LP to conditionally rezone with proffers tax map parcels 21 to 25, east side of Fletcher's Chapel Road, abutting to the west of the former Birchwood Power Facility, approximately 120 acres, 21-33, 1305 Kings Highway, approximately 14 acres, 21-35, abutting to the west of 1305 Kings Highway, approximately 38 acres, and 21-34, located along Kings Highway at 12134 Dissington Lane, approximately 269 acres, and a portion of tax map parcel 21-50, 10900 Birchwood Drive, portion north of the existing railway line, approximately 106 acres. The properties are portions thereof totaling approximately 547 acres, more or less, based on surveys from the limited agricultural A1 to rural agricultural A2 zoning districts respectively to the industrial district I zoning district. The third is conditional rezoning application case number 91-03-01, amendment request by Birchwood Power Partners LP to conditionally rezone with proffers a portion of the tax parcel 21-50, the former Birchwood Power Facility, approximately 212 acres, from the industrial district I zoning to the industrial district I zoning direct to amend proffers related to the prior rezoning. And last, number 4, special exception permit case number 91-03-E02, amendment request by Birchwood Power Partners LP to amend the previously issued special exception permit applicable to a portion of tax map parcel 21-50, the former Birchwood Power Facility, approximately 212 acres, and an easement associated with the parcel to terminate existing uses allowed under the permit and to continue the allowed pumping station and associated with water intake facility uses. Do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the withdrawal request of the case numbers noticed for public hearing tonight at the request of the applicant.
Second that.
Motion's been made and properly seconded. Before we have a discussion and voting on this item, and instead of the advertised public hearings, I will open public comment specifically to the issue of withdrawing the public hearing items. Discussion should be limited to the merits of withdrawing and not the merits of the application proposed. Comments will be limited to, as usual, 3 minutes per person. At this point, if there's anybody that wants to come speak.
Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne.
Oh, Mr. Payne? Mr. Payne, there we go. Have at it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and other members of the Planning Commission. My name is Charlie Payne. I represent Birchwood Power. I appreciate your time this evening. It's also good to hear from the community. I think community engagement is always important to the public hearing process. Unfortunately, our request is to withdraw this application. I appreciate your time, and hopefully you'll accept this withdrawal. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to open the public comment, support or opposition of the request to withdraw the application. Again, this is just on the withdrawal. So we will open the public comment period for anybody that would wish to speak at this time.
Todd Fairfax, 623 Kings Highway. Mr. Chairman and Planning Commissioners, on the request of the applicant to withdraw all public hearing items, this commission should most definitely accept the request of the applicant to withdraw. The original application lacks sufficient details on intended use, The resubmitted application, while adding some generic statement on potential intended uses, still lacks specific actionable details on how many buildings, how big are the buildings, how tall are the buildings, where are the buildings sited, what uses will be contained in the buildings, and what is the floor area ratio of the buildings, among other things. You do not have enough specific details to do your due diligence in a fully informed way. Please accept the applicant's request to withdraw. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else interested in speaking? Not. Mr. Dines, anybody online?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, sir. If not, we have a motion properly seconded to approve the request to withdraw all of tonight's public hearing items by the request of the applicant. Turn it back to the Planning Commission for any discussion. All right. If there's no further discussion, we'd like to take a vote. All in favor? Motion passes unanimously. All right. That's it. That's all we had on the agenda tonight. So the only thing we need next is a motion to adjourn this evening. Oh, we've scratched the minutes from the, we scratched the minutes. Sorry.
All right, Mr. Chairman. I move to adjourn to this meeting until November 29th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m.
Motion been made. All in favor? All right. Thank you all for coming out. We are adjourned.